So now I'm going to work on displaying the images right here after choosing them. So for example, choose all of this, open, and now we're not going to see anything, because when we have images as you see right here, this is what we show. Okay, so if we change this is what we get. So right here we're going to display all what we want. Okay, so we're going to start with simply add pics, and it's going to be inside one, the same div that we used before, and then add p0, and then we're going to work on that. Okay, and then we're going to work on a div that's called preview actions, which is going to be for all the buttons that are going to be, let me show you, this one right here. Okay, so inside this we're going to have a button, and then inside that we're going to have a tag icon, which is going to be for the edit icon, like this. Okay, so now we have the button, and also we have the icon, and then here we're going to have edits. Okay, so we can like take this button, copy that again, and this time this is going to be add photo icon, and then right here is going to be add photos videos, like this. Okay, so that's the first thing. So after this button and after this div, we're going to have another div that's called small white circle. We've done this before, and this is simply going to be for the exit icon, so it's going to be i.exit icon. Okay, and now we're going to see that. So maybe now we can just work on this thing, and then we can continue with the others. Okay, so we can go back to the styles, and then we're going to start with p0. So it's going to have a padding 0. This is going to be dots right here. Okay, so right here we're going to have border radius. It's going to be 10 pixels, so it's the same as the parent div. Okay, and then we're going to make the height to be 100%. So don't worry, it's going to take the full height after we work on it. And then the cursor is going to be default. Okay, the reason, because the first div is going to have cursor pointer. We don't want that for the p0 in the preview images. We don't want p0 in the preview images. We don't want to have the cursor pointer, so we're going to make it default. So right here is going to be default. Okay, that's what I'm doing. And also overflow, it's going to be hidden. Okay, so when we have the border radius, some images gonna flow on the side, so we don't want that. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now we're gonna go to preview actions, and we're gonna have a position to be absolute, and then it's gonna be left 1 rem, and then top 1 rem. Okay, and then display flex, and then we're gonna have a gap to be 1 rem also. Okay, in the beginning it's gonna be display none, but for now we're gonna need to say this is gonna be rem. We need to see it. Okay, so I don't know what's not showing. Okay, maybe because in the p0, why is not showing? Let me just refresh and try again. That's weird. Showing because that's okay. Let's have just like a fixed height for now, okay, which was 250 pixels or something. This is just so we can see it, and then it's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Okay, so this was the first thing. So let's go to the preview actions, and then go to the button, and then it's gonna be this usual stuff. We don't want no outline, no border. Okay, and then we're gonna have a padding of 8 pixels, and then 10 pixels, and then we're gonna have a border radius to be 7 pixels. Okay, the background is going to be var, and it's going to be PG primary, which is white, like that. And then to make sure everything's centered, display flex, align item center. Okay, so it's centered, and then we're going to have a gap to be 10 pixels, cursor pointer, and then font weight 600, and then the font size for size 14. And to get the font family from the parents, which we defined in the body, you can just go inherit, and the font is going to change. Okay, and then the color is going to be a variable, which is going to be color primary, like this. Okay, now everything is all right. Also want, like, when we hover on it, we can have like a few changes. For example, like the color changes, so we can add like a, let me go to the button, both of them. Right here we can add a class name, which is going to be hover one. Let me see. Okay, like that. So also another thing right here, which is this div, which is this one, the preview actions is not going to be visible until we have the mouse over right here and hover in this elements. Okay, when the mouse is outside, we're not going to show them. Okay, so we can go right here and go to this one, the preview actions, and make it display none, so it's not visible. But when we hover the div, which is the p0, we want it to show it. Okay, So when we hover the P0, we're gonna select the div inside it, which is preview actions, and then we simply display flex. Okay, and now we do like this, and now it's gonna be shown. Okay, so this is simply what I've done. Outside it's not showing, inside it's shown. So also now we can go after this div and now start mapping through the images. Okay, so we can have a div, and inside this we're gonna go images dot map, and we're gonna get the image and also the index, and right here we're just gonna return an image tag, which is the source of it is going to be the image. Okay, and also the key is going to be the index, like this. And now we're going to see the images. Well, of course it's not going to show like this because we have overflow hidden, but if we remove that, as you see right now, we can see all of the images but not organized the way we want them. Okay, so we can make that overflow hidden like this, and simply also we can go to the what is it, when we had this one, and make it 100%. Okay, because the height is going to be changeable and it's going to give us the ability to scroll. Okay, so maybe we can go to the, what is it, which div this we had that's going to scroll the images. Let me go up here. So it's the overflow A. We can add like the scroll bar to it, div, the class name, sorry, that we've added before, and as you see the scroll bar is now going to be better than this one we have. Okay, so the thing is, depending on the images that we have, we're gonna make this div class name changeable. Okay, so we can go to the div, and the class name is simply gonna be with a test. So for example, in images dot length is equal to 1, that means we only have one image. The class name is gonna be something. Continue the test. So the class name is gonna be 4. When we have one image, it's gonna be preview 1. Okay, so we can go to the class name or the size and work on that. So let me refresh this and only have one image. Okay, like this, and go back right here, have preview 1. This is going to be width 100%. Okay, and the height to be 100%. Okay, like that, and then go to preview 1 and then select the image inside, and then make the width 100%, or also the height 100%. Okay, and then make the object fit cover like this. And as you see now, we have the image right here, but this is when only we have one image. What about when we have two images? So we can continue right here, and then when images dot length is equal to 2, then the class name is going to be preview 2. Else, let's continue all of it. So maybe I can have this right here so it's better. Else, when, this is just for more organization, when images dot length equal to 3, then the class name is going to be preview 3. Else, maybe I should organize all of them like that. And then else this. Okay, let me just save that so it's organized. Okay, we need to add it like this, and then okay, now it's organized. And then we continue, images dot length equal to 4, and then simply the class name is going to be preview 4. And then also after this, when images dot length is equal to 5, then it's gonna be preview 5. Okay, like this, preview 5, and then else it's gonna be preview 6. Okay, that means we have more than 5. Okay, so we can just like make sure that it is, or we're gonna see depending. Okay, so now let me close this, and now let's make this 2 images so we can see them. So let me add this, and also like this one, and as you see they look not right, so we can go right here and have preview 2, and the preview 2 is going to be the height to be 100%. Okay, and then also the what it was we're going to have them in the same line. Okay, the image is going to be one right here and one right here. That means it's going to have display flex, so they are on the same line. Okay, and then we're going to have a gap 2 pixels. Okay, this is going to be preview, okay, this way. So, and then with the thing that we're going to go to the image, every single image of them inside that div, and we're going to make the width to be 50%, okay, of the div, this way. And as you see, the height, we're going to make it to 30 pixels like that, and then we can make the object fit cover. And this is done when we have 2 images. That looks beautiful. We can now also continue and add 3 images like that. Okay, it's miserable, but let's work on it. On preview 3, let me just see how I've done it right here, so I can see how I've done it exactly, so we can show you. Okay, so we're gonna have 3 images. We're gonna have one in one row, and then the second row is gonna have 2 columns. So this is gonna be a good way to learn, about grid and stuff. So we can go to the preview 3, and the height is gonna be 100%, and then the width is gonna be 100% also, and they're gonna have display grid. Okay, and then we're gonna go grid templates columns. We're gonna have 2 columns. Okay, so repeat. There's gonna be 2, and they're gonna be the same size. Okay, and then also we can go, and this time is gonna be for rows. Okay, and the rows is simply going to be the same one. Okay, so now we're going to have 2 columns. So exactly now you see just the first one right here is going to be 2 columns, but it's going to be 2 columns, but the first image is going to take the 2 columns. Okay, and in the second row is going to be just every image take 1 column. I feel like this is simply understandable. And then we're going to have a gap to be 2 pixels, and then we can go to the preview 3 and select the image inside. Okay, and that's the problem. So the width is going to be 100%. Okay, like this. And now you see starting to take over. The height is going to be 200 pixels, and also the object fit is going to be cover. But the thing also, we're going to make sure that we're going to go to the first image, which is this one, and make it take the whole row. Okay, so we can select that by going to the preview 3 and then select the image, but selecting the first one. So in its child, which is going to be 1. Okay, and then we can just go grid column to make sure what columns this div is gonna take, which is gonna be 1 to 3. Okay, and as you see, things now are right. So I feel like there is a problem right here. Why we have this? I think is right here. Okay, we have this one. Okay, that means let me just see which div which ones, so we can fix that. It's gonna be overflow 1, overflow A. Okay, overflow. Okay, I don't think it's gonna work, but overflow X hidden. Let's see. It works. Okay, so now everything is fine. Okay, if there is any problem, I gotta remember to check everything, but for now I think like everything is all right. So yeah, everything is all right. So let's continue. We just hide the elements that's gonna be overflowing in the X. Okay, so now we can continue and work now when we have 4 images. So let me just refresh this. I know this is a bit boring, but I'm trying to explain it. I just didn't want to write everything and just you see it and without understanding. Okay, so right here you can just add another picture. Okay, and now we have 4 images. Okay, this is not shown right, but this is an image 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're gonna have 1 take the first one, and the 3 is gonna be in the bottom. Okay, I've taken the same exact approach that Facebook exactly has. Okay, so this is not just from my head. So now we're gonna go to the preview 4, and then we're gonna have the height to be 100%, and also the display is gonna be grid. And this time the grid templates columns is gonna be repeats, but this time we're gonna have 3, because as you see we have 3 images. So right here you have 3 images, so we're gonna have 3 columns, and simply the first one is gonna take every one of them. That's simply what I'm doing. Also, let me just copy that. Okay, and also the gap is gonna be 2 pixels. Now we're gonna go to the preview 4 and select the image itself, and then with 100%. Okay, so now I'm gonna overflow that, and then the height to be 200 pixels. Okay, like this, and also the object fit to be cover. So simply now we're gonna take the first one and make it go take the whole row. So we're gonna go preview 4, and then it's gonna take the image first one. Okay, and it's gonna be the first one, and then simply we're gonna go grid. Okay, this is gonna be grid column, and it's gonna be from 1 to 4. Okay, if you don't understand this grid column, it's actually pretty simple. So if you wanna go for, just look at this. Okay, it's actually pretty simple. Okay, we split this 3 times. Okay, 3 times. That means this is the first column, this is the second, this is the third. And if you wanna go from 1 to 2, this is 1 to 2, this is 2 to 3, this is 3 to 4. Okay, so if you want to go for the fall width is going to be from 1 to 4. If you want to go, for example, from 1 to 3, it's going to be 1 to 3. Okay, you can go also from here like 3 to 4. You can play with the values. Like if you want to take like only 1 to 2, that means third. Okay, this is how it's going to look. If you want to go to 3, that's going to take 2. If you want to go to 4, it's going to be 1 to 4. You want to also like go from 3 to 4. This is where the start the 3 columns to 4th. It's going to be 3 to 4. Okay, it's actually not that hard. It's actually pretty simple. You just get used to them. Okay, So now we're going to do it a bit advanced on the preview 5. So let me go to the preview 5. So let me now refresh this and choose 5 images. If you have any problems, any questions about this, you just tell me. I may do like another, chapter for this type of things that you don't understand and trying to explain it further. Okay, I don't. Right here we can copy this. It's gonna be quite the same. The only change is gonna be right here from the columns is gonna be 6. Okay, I'm gonna explain why. So if you go back right here, this is for the 5 pictures. Okay, we have 2 in the first row and 3 in the second row. So if we had like 3, if we wanna go like from 1 to the middle, it's like gonna be 1.1 from 1 to like 1.5 and then 1.5 to 3. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so the best way is to do it is have like 6, and this is gonna be from 1 to 3, and this is gonna go from 3 to 6. So this is what we do, and the rest is gonna be 1 to 3, 3 to 5, and then 5 to 7. Okay, so that's the way they're gonna be. So simply this is what we've done, and then we're gonna go and let me just show you right here. We're gonna go to preview 5. And then we're going to take all the images and we're going to make the width to be 100%. Okay, that's the first thing. And also we're going to make the height 200 pixels for every single image. And then object fit to be cover. And the main thing right here is just going to take all of them. As you see right here, I'm going to take all of them and make them span 2. Okay, so every single image is going to go from 1, like for example 1 to 3. Okay, like 3 to 5. And the way that we're going to do it is simply grid column. Okay, and the start, that's going to be auto. So for example, let me show you. So for example, if it's the first image, is going to start from 1. If it's the second image, is going to take after the first image finishes. Okay, so that's the way it's going to be. And then we're going to go and span that image. We're going to span it 2. Okay, simple like that. So right here, as you see, let me go back right here. This is what's gonna happen. So every image is gonna take 2 spots from the 6. Okay, so this is like the first one. As you see, this is like the first row. So this is taken 2, this is 2, this is 2, this is 2, and also this is 2. So this is all of them. I've taken all the images and make them span 2 columns. Okay, so after that we're gonna select the first one and the second one, these 2 right here, and then gonna make them, this time is gonna span 3, and the second one is gonna also 3. I think this is pretty clear. I don't think it's any hard. And as usual, if you don't understand, you just can tell me. So we're going to go to the image and we're going to select the first one. And also we're going to select the second one. Okay, and then we're going to make them span. So grid column. And then we're going to make them auto with this start. And then they're going to span 3 elements. Okay, or 3 columns. So that's gonna make it span 3. Okay, so the first one spans 3 and the second 3, and that's gonna make it 6. Okay, which actually 7. So like let's go from to 3 and then 4 to 7. The same way right here it spans 2, because this is applicable on all the images, so all of them. And then we selected the first one and second, and we've done it. Okay, I don't think it's actually hard. It's actually pretty simple to understand. So now let's continue and select 6 images or plus. Okay, like this. Okay, so now let's continue. So preview 6. Okay, this is gonna be with 100%, or maybe the height 100%. That's the first thing I have right here. And also display grid. And also let me just write it right here, grid templates columns. So now it simply is gonna be, we're gonna have columns of 2. So like for example, if we have 7 images, 8 images, they're all gonna be 2, 2, 2, 2, okay, in every row. This is all I'm gonna do. It's actually pretty simple. So gap to pixel, and then we're gonna go to preview 6, and then every single image, and then width 100%, the height 200 pixels, okay, and the object fit to be cover. Now contain but cover. Okay, so right now I have okay, this is height 200 pixels. Okay, and as you see, now every single row is gonna contain 2 images, the same way we've done it right. Okay, simply. So now this is good, but is it perfect? No, because for example, we can have like, I'm gonna show you this example. I'm having like more than 6 images, but I have 7. So when you have 7, or a single number like 7, 9, 11, 15, any number that leaves, a division, when you divide it by 2 and it still leaves a rest, that means it's a singular number. And a singular number always gonna create a problem, because we're gonna have 2, 2, 2, but it's always gonna leave 1. And that's a problem. We don't want it. We want to also test for that. And when we have a singular number, we can make like the first one, take the whole row, and that means this one is gonna go down and it's gonna make it all right. So you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is 6, that's normal. Let me go right here and do another test. So before seeing this is preview 6, we can also check if the images.length, the rest of the division length, the rest of the division by 2, if it's equals 0, that means that's not a singular number. That's a number that accepts the division by 2 without any rest. So we can have preview 6, because this is going to be just like 6, 8, 10, 16, 18, no problem. But we won't have that. I want to have the preview 6, but also I'm going to add the div, let's call it singular, for example, grid, like this. So now when we have 7 images, let me just show you. Let's select the whole 7 images. I've added another one. So now it's all right, and it leaves one. So I want to fix this. So we can take the singular grid div class name, and just simply we're going to select the first image like that, and we're just going to go create columns. Okay, we have 2, so we can go 1 to 3, and that's gonna make the first one takes the whole row, because we only divided by 2, and that means not gonna have that problem again. So we're not gonna leave any space, and it's more organized. So now if you have like 11, 15, it's always gonna look good, and that's the way we're gonna do it. We wanna make things perfect. Okay, so now what if I want to add like another image? We're gonna use this button to add more images. Okay, so we can simply go back right here. We've done this before. Where is it? I'm just looking for it, because when we click on something, I don't know where we have it, but okay, this one on click. Okay, that just opened the input. Okay, so we can take that and look for the add photos video, which is this div, this button, and we're gonna add it to it also. So now we can click on it and open the inputs and add like another image. Okay, and that's not, as you see right here, this is not a single number, because it's 8 right now, it's fine. But if I add another image, that's going to be singular, so it's going to create a problem. But now it's not going to create it, because this one is going to take the whole row, and the rest is going to stay aligned the way we want it. So after recording the whole episode, I just remember that I didn't do a few things. Okay, so the first thing is when you click on this, when I remove all the images right here, okay, to go to the other state. So this button right here is this one. Or is it this one? So we're gonna add an on click, and simply right here we're gonna set the images, okay, and we're gonna take it to an empty array, and we pass everything right here. We have the set images, we got it from the props. So now we can click right here, and as you see, all the images gonna disappear. And when we don't have images, so this is when we have images, when we don't, we simply show this, which is this one right here. Okay, so now you can click again and choose again, and everything is still fine. Okay, so it's not a problem as you think. Okay, so that's the first thing. Also, now we want to click on this, we want to hide this and go back to the normal state. Okay, so that's just controlling the show prev variable. So in state, so we have it in the add to your post, not this one. Where is it? We have it in the image preview. It's preview itself. Okay, this one, this, and not this one. Is it the small white circle? Okay, this one, the exit icon, this one right here. Okay, and I'll click. And this one is going to be just to set show prev. I think we don't have it, and then make it false. Okay, I think we don't have it. Okay, so let me just get it. Okay, put it in the props and go back to the index and add it right here. Okay, my keyboard and PC is lagging, that's why. So now if I click right here, now we passed it, so now we can go back to the image preview, got it from the props, and simply what we're gonna do is just make it false when you click on this. So now I click, and now it's gonna go false, and we go to the normal state right here. Okay, so everything is working fine right here. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Also now when I click on images and it doesn't click, let me go back to the index, go to add, not this one, sorry, we're gonna go back to the add to your post, and we have it right here. Okay, oh, I know we didn't pass it. Okay, so we're gonna pass the set show prev like this. Okay, so now if we click, it's gonna open, and then you can do the rest as you want. Okay, and then you can remove and go back to the normal state. Okay, so I think like everything is all right. Still, like when we're gonna work on the background, that's gonna be, I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but we're gonna do it, but I don't know when. Okay, so just a reminder, in the index right here we have the text, which is going to be this one, and also we have the images, and that's what all matters. All of this thing is want data to be in the state, so we can use it when we send the request to the database, to the backend, sorry, and then to register it in the database. Okay, so I think this is finished, and see you next.